Well, thanks, Mike, and good morning, everyone. Thank you for this opportunity to say a few words, and they're going to be a few words because I know you guys are eager to get to work here and finish up this morning. I just wanted to kind of give you a quick overview of kind of where I see things in relation to research. This is a very interesting time to me because on one hand, we have all the uncertainty at the federal level with the economy and everything, and there's certainly going to be impacts on my institution because clearly healthcare and Medicare and those things are on the chopping block. But on the flip side, there are a lot of reasons to be very optimistic. So I'm going to kind of quickly take you through a few things. So at UAMS, we just finished our FY11 year in June 30th of this year, and we finished with an all-time high in research funding. We were at about $224 million for research funding, and that's in comparison to the previous fiscal year about $129 million, and that was the year we received a lot of ARA funding for research. So I thought that was a really good year, but we even surpassed that. So, and then in FY11, UAMS had 34 disclosures that went before the Patent and Copyright Committee. That's in comparison to 19 the previous year. We have 10 so far in FY12, so we're basically a quarter of the way through the year and we already have 10. So, of course, disclosures are linked to research funding, and research funding's been up, so I hope to continue to see increases in disclosures in the future. The other thing is our income from royalty and licensing fees was reached an all-time high in FY11. We exceeded $1 million at UAMS in that category, so that was very exciting. Now, stepping up to the next level up, which is the state, again, things are looking very good from my perspective. The Arkansas Biosciences Institute celebrated its 10th year. That's that's putting anywhere from $12 to $15 million a year into research at 5 institutions in the state, including UAMS, Arkansas Children's Hospital, Arkansas State, University of Arkansas, and University of Arkansas Ag Division. So that continues to have a very positive impact on research in the state. The other very exciting area is the Arkansas Research Alliance, and Jerry Adams is in the audience here. UAMS has benefited greatly from this program, which helps with startup packages for scientists who have an entrepreneurial bent to them. We've recruited 2 scientists with the help of the Arkansas Research Alliance, Dao Hong Zhou, who we recruited last year and is a cancer researcher, and we're very excited about his contributions. And more recently, Peter Crooks, we were able to recruit him from University of Kentucky. He's our chair of the Department of Pharmaceutical Sciences, and he's a drug discovery kind of person, so we're very excited about that. And then another very exciting development this year has been a partnership, an agreement signed between the state of Arkansas and the FDA to develop the area of regulatory science, which has great potential to impact the drug discovery process and speed up that process. So we're very excited about that partnership and the impact that it can have. Finally, of course, you all know about the sales tax that passed just a short time ago, and that we now will have the reality of being able to build a research park here in Little Rock, and I think that's very, very exciting. I think it's going to make it easier for us to recruit scientists to UAMS as well as to Arkansas Children's Hospital and UALR. So finally, that takes me up to the federal level, and that's where things are a little less certain and maybe not quite as optimistic, but we're all, of course, worried about the federal budget and what it'll mean for funding for science and research, but there's actually some good news out there. I was just the other day looking at the markup that came out of the House Appropriations Committee, and actually there's an additional $1 billion in that for the National Institutes of Health budget, which is about a 3 or 4% increase. Now, of course, on the Senate side, their version of their appropriations bill would be a 0.9% decrease. So there's still a lot of haggling that has to go on, obviously, but it's very encouraging that from the House side they're proposing an increase. So with that, that's kind of a quick overview of kind of where I see things. I'm very excited about the success of this conference. Yesterday, a couple of people, Brooks Gentry, Intervection, and then Bobby McGee with the Billy suit thing, came back and told me how excited they were about the reception that they received here. So I just want to thank everyone for their efforts in participating in this, both the scientists as well as people on the other side. And I hope you have an enjoyable rest of the day and everything is successful. So thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Larry. We're going to go ahead and get started. This morning we're going to hear from a total of 5 companies that are split between the Northwest Arkansas group, all of the work that's coming out of the Genesis virtual incubation centers up there, and UAMS. And the first talk is one that you're sort of will note a bit of a blank in the schedule. It's the Elevator Pitch Company. The original design of this was that you were going to hear elevator pitches at lunch yesterday, and then the winner of that was going to get to present this morning. The Innovate Arkansas folks said that we're just going to give VASTECH the opportunity to present this morning. The winner as far as Innovate Arkansas is concerned. So if we could, we'll have Daryl Amy come up and talk to us about VASTECH.
All right, thank you.
You'll have to stay close to the mic so the rest of the world can hear you.
Absolutely, will do. Thank you very much. I'm very excited about what we have to share with you this morning. I didn't realize we'd won a contest already at 9 in the morning. That's a good way to start the day and a good way to go into the weekend. I'm very excited about what we have to share with you. Now, the sad thing is we all know we have a healthcare crisis in this country. And if you want to take a look at the largest chunk of the healthcare crisis, it has to do with heart health. Heart health affects in some way or another over 85 million Americans. And if we're going to move the dial on health improvement in this country, we have to move the dial on heart health. Now, the challenge becomes we all know what it takes to become more healthy. Eat less, move more, nutritional supplements, so you go down the list. The real missing link we see in all of that is motivation. And until we can motivate the population to make lifestyle changes and lifestyle improvements, nothing's going to happen. And that's the premise of VASTECH and the Cardio ID program. VASTECH provides health screening solutions that drive sales, provide public health information, and integrate with retail databases. And our vision as a company is to improve the national heart health statistics by providing heart health screenings to 50 million adults in the next 5 years. As we were working with Carol at the American Heart Association's office here in Arkansas, we're very closely aligned with that vision of reducing heart disease by 20% by the year 2020. And we believe that we're going to help move that dial by motivating people to do it. And we've got some pretty exciting people on board. Since we've got our beloved Razorbacks playing tomorrow, let me show you what one of them has to say.
Hi, I'm Peyton Hillis. As a professional football player, I know it's all about the statistics. While I like to keep up the stats for touchdowns, first downs, and yards per carry, I know that some of the most important statistics have nothing to do with football. They have to do with my health. That's why I'm personally endorsing the Know Your Cardio ID initiative. What are your heart health stats? Find out right now. It's quick, it's painless, and it's free. In just 90 seconds, you can know your cardio ID. Touch the screen now to begin.
So our goal is to move the dial on heart health by raising awareness and motivating people to make change. How are we going to make that happen? It's one thing to talk about motivation. It's another thing to drive that into reality. And we've done this by creating a visionary screening system. Now, we know in order to get screening out into the marketplace, we've got to put them in locations that are visited by the public, like pharmacies, supermarkets, fitness centers. Well, while those companies have a lot of altruistic vision to be able to provide screening, they also have a bottom line. So we realized in order to get these screenings out into the marketplace, we need to provide more than just a screening system. We'd also need to provide a business model. And so what I want to share with you this morning are the three components that we're bringing to market. First of all, our networked screening kiosks with a new and exciting screening methodology, our automated marketing system, and our PR campaign in a box. The Cardio ID kiosk is a self-paced wellness screening kiosk where someone can discover the state of their cardiovascular system. The kiosk measures blood pressure, it measures arterial stiffness, and also calculates the user's BMI. We've structured this system so that it's going to be also very easy to expand. As companies, hopefully some in the state of Arkansas, bring new screening technologies to market, we've built this system in collaboration with HP's strategic partner for kiosk deployment to be able to make it very easy to do in-field upgrades for, hopefully in the future, non-invasive tests on blood sugar, cholesterol, and who knows what else is being dreamed up right now. The kiosk in a 90-second screening delivers a user's cardio ID, which is a combination of their blood pressure, arterial age, and body mass index currently. What is exciting, we've all seen blood pressure kiosks. The exciting screening that we've added to this that is giving us competitive advantage in the market against other blood pressure companies is an arterial stiffness screening that we've licensed from Cardinal Health in Europe. And let me give you an overview of how that screening works.
Welcome to the Young at Heart Cardiovascular Wellness Screening. You have made a great decision to get a window into the relative wellness of your cardiovascular system. During this painless 90-second screening, you will learn how your cardiovascular health compares with other people your age. Armed with this information, you can make positive decisions about your wellness and develop strategies to improve or maintain your cardiovascular health. This screening uses a clip placed on your index finger called a pulse oximeter. Let me share with you how the screening works, what to expect, and what you will learn. The clip measures your heart rate and blood oxygen level. It also charts your pulse wave. The green line that you see on the clip is a graphic representation of how your blood vessels and arteries flex and rebound as your heart pumps blood through your vascular system. As we age, our arteries naturally become less flexible. Stiff arteries can lead to serious health issues. The more flexible your arteries, the younger your cardiovascular system is. The stiffer your arteries, the older your cardiovascular system is. The screening takes a 90-second snapshot of your pulse waves and compares them to a database of normal, healthy individuals. Next, the system returns your comparative vascular age, or cardio ID. The concept is simple. For example, if your actual age is 40, the screening might tell you that your blood vessels have the relative stiffness of a 32-year-old, or maybe a 48-year-old. The system outputs this information in a simple yet informative report that you can use to determine if lifestyle modifications like diet, exercise, or nutritional supplements could help you maintain or improve your cardio ID.
So the arterial age screening uses pulse wave and pulse velocity analysis technology to measure arterial stiffness. Don't have time to go into the details of that this morning, but we'd be happy to share the medical briefings behind that. It's a patented peer-reviewed technology developed by CareFusion, a division of Cardinal Health. And the innovation here is not simply measuring arterial stiffness, but actually correlating it with a database of normal healthy individuals to be able to deliver that arterial age. If I told someone your arterial stiffness is 8.1 meters per second squared, that's not going to mean a whole lot to the average population. But if I can tell someone who's 50 years old that you have the arterial stiffness of a 55-year-old, I now have a very motivated person. So what's exciting about that is what's behind all of this. We've not just created a kiosk, but the biggest value I believe we've created is in the back-end health core system, which is a web-based platform to quickly and rapidly deploy customized health screening kiosks. On the front end, on the far left, you see the tests: blood pressure, arterial stiffness, BMI, blood oxygen level. And I've put future tests down there because we highly anticipate more tests coming on the market over the next 2 to 5 years. As the screening is run, the health core database, since all these devices are networked, gather both the user demographics and the health screening information. From a retailer perspective, and one of the first channels we're deploying in is the retail pharmacy channel with 55,000 locations. They get really excited because off the back end now, with that demographic information, our marketing engine generates target marketing. So for example, let's say I have a 50-year-old male, he's overweight, and he's a smoker. At the end of the test, when the report prints out, that user is not only going to receive coupons, say, for a smoking cessation product like Nicorette gum, maybe a weight loss program, and some fish oil or CoQ10, whatever the retailer's health people decide. They're also going to get an email saying, hey, click on here, go to the My Cardio ID site, and you can track your progress over time. All the way through, we're taking that motivated person, and in that state of motivation, sitting right there in a store full of products and services that could help them improve their health, giving them a reason to take action. And it aligns the interest of the consumer that wants health information, the retailer that wants, obviously, a lift in product sales and new people coming in their store to get this screening, and finally, the product companies out there that want to drive product sales. The health core system also drives health information on the back end, advertising and video narrowcasting out to the pharmacy waiting area itself, and in the pharmacy drives copay coupons. So one of the challenges in the pharmacy world right now is a lot of people will come in with a script, a prescription, but they don't have the $50 to make the copay. And so a shocking number of scripts aren't filled. We're partnering right now with copay assistance companies. So right there at the Cardio ID kiosk at the end of the screening, they can say, hey, are you on any of the following classes of drugs, and actually print out that copay coupon. All different ways to integrate the screening into the business model of the channel, in this case pharmacy, to motivate them to put health screening kiosks in their locations. And they're getting very excited about it. The marketing engine, this is what will show a prospective pharmacy, and we're currently in conversations with over 55% of the 55,000 companies that represent the 55,000 retail pharmacy locations. In-store kiosk prints out coupons targeted to the user. The results email comes out saying, hey, thanks for coming by our store today to check your cardio ID. The coupons are there. By the way, blood pressure, arterial stiffness, those vary. You want to track them over time. So we're going to encourage you to come back to the store on a regular basis and track those on the Cardio ID portal. All the way through, we're promoting product, and follow-up emails are driving them back to the store. So the momentum of the marketing system behind Cardio ID is not only motivating the retailers to seriously consider putting this system in their operations, it's also providing a way for them to drive business. And once again, we've realized in the channels we're working in, if we don't provide a way for that channel to drive their business, they're not going to put the screenings in. So the other component, we've talked about the kiosk, we've talked about the automated marketing system. The third component is the Cardio ID movement. Now, I said at the beginning of our session that our goal is to screen 50 million Americans over the next 5 years for cardiovascular wellness. How are we going to do that? Well, we realized that we needed to create a national movement. Well, how do you create a national movement? You do it by creating a regional movement. How do you create a regional movement? You create a statewide movement. How do you create a statewide movement? You start in a city. So if you've been on I-40 driving through Conway, our company is headquartered in Conway, we thought that would be a great place to start a Cardio ID movement. And our goal right now is to screen 5,000 people in the city of Conway in the next 90 days. We've blanketed the town with a PR campaign from billboards to partnership with the American Heart Association. We're excited to announce this morning that Cardio ID will be sponsoring the Lifestyle Improvement Award this year with the American Heart Association. And we want to make sure that everyone in the city of Conway knows the word cardio ID. So we've got an entire PR motion going right now. Our goal is then in January to roll that out to Cardio ID Little Rock. So we hope in the new year you will see Cardio ID all over Little Rock. And those case studies are then being used to go to the pharmacies in various markets across the country and say, hey, not only can we provide you a screening platform that helps you grow your business, we also have a PR campaign in a box that's going to drive people to your stores to help drive the number down for heart disease in your area. Now, addressable markets. We've got 4 addressable markets. I've talked about pharmacy and the 5,500 retail pharmacy locations. They're business drivers. Obviously, they want to increase product sales. They want new pharmacy customers, and they're very excited about the demographic data that we gather being able to link with their store loyalty programs. Corporate wellness. This is a massive market. We're seeing huge trends in corporate wellness now to results-driven health insurance. So many of you have probably experienced this. You take your bank of screenings at the beginning of the year, they set an action plan, and if you don't hit those targets, at the end of the year, you're going to lose your discount on your health insurance premium. The challenge we see with that is throughout the year, there is no benchmark to monitor the population and motivate people. So we are working now to develop strategies with corporate wellness initiatives, including program providers to insurance companies, to provide screening kiosks in corporate wellness locations to motivate employees and also monitor the progress of the overall population toward wellness inside the company. There are 50,000 fitness clubs in the United States. And the fitness club's business model, they get a lot of traffic. One of the ones we're getting ready to launch pilots in Raleigh, North Carolina, has 2,500 check-ins per week. A huge opportunity for people to be motivated to continue to improve their health. And most of these fitness clubs also want to begin upselling wellness products like nutritional supplements. We're currently in conversations with GNC, which is a nice bridge into that market as well. And finally, wellness clinics. There are over 85,000 nutritional doctors and chiropractors in the United States. Well, when you go into that channel, they talk about the 2 different markets, sick care and well care. Sick care being doctors that people go to when they get sick, well care being a whole movement inside the country to get people to take action for wellness. And they're very excited as a lot of these organizations are repositioning themselves as a comprehensive wellness location to be able to offer screening like this to drive new people into their organizations. I noticed my bullets got transposed by Microsoft Word. Drive new people into their locations and upsell nutritional supplements. So we've got 4 key addressable markets. And the exciting thing is, as we roll this out, while we want to be very focused as a company, we're seeing more and more opportunity in different locations around the country to place wellness screening kiosks. So who's the competition? Well, we have 2 competitors. On one side, there are some health screening kiosk companies. Life Clinic has 35,000 blood pressure machines. You see them in pharmacies across the country. What's exciting is they've pretty much hit the end of their lifestyle and they're in upgrade mode. Solo Health, Medicor, Meridian Medical, all of these are very focused on screening, and the challenge they face when they go into the markets is they don't address the business issue of the channel. So if you're going into the pharmacy channel and you want to deploy screening, you better have something that addresses the pharmacy's business needs, and we've done that. The other side of the competition are couponing companies. All of us have probably checked out at Kroger, and you get the coupons when you check out, which never really made sense to me that you get coupons as you're leaving a store. What's exciting is we actually can print demographically targeted coupons right there in the store where they can take action. And so Catalina, News America, Vallas's, Target Media, these are all couponing companies, but what they don't have is the ability to print out coupons and digitally deliver coupons to motivated consumers. And VASTECH provides the best of both worlds. We can do the screening, not just blood pressure, but also arterial age, which is new and a differentiator, and at the same time also deliver targeted coupons. So we deliver the best of both worlds. So the products we're offering are a retail kiosk, a desktop kiosk, and we're also working on a retrofit for the non-network kiosks that are out in the field right now. The real driver in the business, though, is the monthly service. This $2.99 a month per kiosk covers not just the field service and networking and support, it also includes the license to the marketing programs and couponing engine that goes behind. And as we're in pilot right now, we're in pilots in the Raleigh marketplace, in Conway. We've got some other ones coming up very, very shortly, hopefully to announce one soon here in the city of Little Rock. As we're piloting these, what we're finding is that that the momentum on the back end with the marketing is really strong. And we're gathering ROI data right now, and we're driving traffic. So the business model, our basis of projections, and I could bring our CFO up here. Our CFO has done 5 startup companies in Silicon Valley over the next 5 years and fully vetted our numbers and business plan, and is also an investor. But we've modeled our financials after other companies in the kiosk business and in the couponing business. Coinstar is the maker of the DVD kiosks, Redbox, and Velasquez Communications is a publicly traded couponing company. So as you take a look at our financials and our business plan, with our projected P&L, we're at $106 million in the year 2016. Of that, nearly 50% of that revenue is recurring revenue. And of course, we have limited time this morning. It's very cruel to throw all these numbers up on the screen. But I do want to invite you, if you are interested in looking at the business plan, we'd be happy to get a copy of it to you. We're currently planning for a stock offering in December or January. As we gather the ROI data in January, our plans are now to go into the field with full motion sales force and begin deployment with a target of 1,000 unit placements in the next year. And so we'll be issuing some stock offering in January, and if you're interested in participating in that, of course, we would be happy to talk to you. So with that, if I can open the floor, we've got about 7 minutes for questions. So there it is. I see a hands clapping, so there we go. That's good. Is that awkward? Should we clap? Should we not?
I have a microphone. Remember, everyone use the microphone so the rest of the world can hear you. Questions? Any questions, comments? Certainly as an old man, I've got to ask this question, and that is, can one actually impact your vascular stiffness through some sort of nutritional or medical intervention?
The answer is absolutely. And one of the things I've learned, and I'm the technical and leadership guy in the team, we have a great medical advisors behind us, a staff of medical advisors behind us that could answer more specifically the medical questions. But what I have noticed is that one of the biggest drivers of arterial stiffness is stress. So, for example, when you get stressed, your shoulders tense up, and in the same way, your arteries also tense up. And this will detect that. I can tell. I check my cardio ID quite regularly. It was kind of interesting. I just landed on my 40th birthday. And, with a startup company, you're blowing, going, traveling. You're not always taking that great a care of your body. So I'd really worked on getting that down. I started taking nutritional supplements I was telling everyone else to take, started going to the gym, and I got my cardio ID down 3 days before my 40th birthday to 38. The following weekend, we were at the National Association of Chain Drugstores meeting, where we got an audience with just amazing, all of the top drugstores. A fun story from that, the decision maker at CVS is a Cleveland Browns fan. So our corporate endorsement from Peyton Hillis played very nicely with the second largest retail pharmacy. But I noticed that when we got out there, we were setting up our kiosks. There was a hurricane blowing into Boston. We were late. Our shipments hadn't arrived. I was stressed out. My cardio ID was up that day. And so it really is, you can measure that. I'm sure my blood pressure was as well.
How do you monitor whether your machine is working correctly? I mean, you see like at Walmart, the kids playing all over it.
Yes, absolutely. Well, what we do there's a couple angles, the two components. The blood pressure side, we visit the machine every 90 days for calibration, which is manufacturer spec on that. The pulse oximeter clip that measures arterial stiffness, that's, we monitor these systems 24 hours a day, 7 days a week remotely. And a pulse ox clip itself is not subject to a whole lot of environmental variation. So the blood pressure does require visits. We have field service people that do that. Pulse ox doesn't really require that. But we do monitor these things 24 hours a day, and that allows us to proactively respond to any issues out in the field, which is something we've noticed in the standalone blood pressure kiosks. There's no way to monitor those. So unless someone tells someone in the store that there's a problem, they're not going to know. If that cuff is broken, it's going to signal us when we send a technician out. Good question.
Other questions or comments? Thank you very much, Darrell.
Thank you. Appreciate it.